Lakers Nation, what is going on, guys? So today's day three of free agency, and we've been all waiting for Deandre Ayton potentially to sign with the Los Angeles Lakers. But well, guys, we just got some breaking news coming from Mark Stein, The Line, and also Jake Fisher of Yahoo Sports, and it says Deandre Ayton plans to sign with the Los Angeles Lakers. So pretty much he committed to us. It's expected. And he does clear waivers today, I believe, 5 p.m. Eastern Time and 2 p.m. Pacific Time today. So this is some great news. He finally made his decision. I was kind of, worried. It came down to the Los Angeles Lakers and the Indiana Pacers. But the Pacers are missing Tyrese, Halliburton with Achilles injury. So are you really going to rely on Andrew Nemhard and TJ McConnell? That's who I was trying to think. But we all know that the Indiana Pacers desperately needed a center after losing Miles Turner to the Milwaukee Bucks. So they needed to replace him. And they really tried to low offer, Miles Turner, like lowball him, which I really don't blame him for dipping and signing with the Milwaukee Bucks. I believe like 4 years, worth about like 104 or I can't remember. But he got, the Indiana Pacers to the NBA Finals for the first time in 25 years, which is actually ridiculous. But they lost to OKC in Game 7, especially with Tyrese Halliburton getting injured in the first quarter. I believe it was like tied 16-16, or they were down 18-16. So it's super unfortunate. This is a longer tenure for the Indiana Pacers, 10 years. So they really didn't want to, pay the luxury tax, like go above it. But I'm just glad that the Lakers got a center. We've been waiting one, especially alongside Luka. We already needed a center before we needed Luka when we had Anthony Davis. But this is great news. Like, I would have grabbed my pitchforks and I would have probably, broke stuff and crashed out and, like, get angry. But he understands, the vibe in LA, the palms. You got, the beaches. You got the pretty girls. You got, the sports. Like, the most coverage, to talk about, especially the Los Angeles Lakers, the lights are just very bright. So he needs a new change of scenery to revive his career. But the Indiana Pacers could have went above the full MLE, the price range. The Lakers have $14 million under the first apron. And obviously there was concerns that they can only offer him around $8 million. Because of that, they have 14. And they can only, offer Jake Relavia 2 years, $12 million. He's making around $6 million, right? Or $7 million, around that range. But it leaves 8. I still checked. I believe it's around like $14 million under the first apron. But it shouldn't come down to the money. I meant to say he got $25 million on the buyout market, or he got bought out from the Portland Trailblazers. His, representatives, his, agent pretty much approached the Portland Trailblazers to ask him, Joe Cronin, if they can buy him out, and obviously he did. And I'm just glad that we got him. But $35 million, like, that's huge, especially when he was going to become unrestricted free agent in 2026 and he had like 1 more year left on his deal expiring. But now that he's a free agent, he's taking less money. This really helps the Los Angeles Lakers. He forfeited, I believe, like $10 million, and he gave back $10 million for the buyout. As long as he recoups that $10 million, he should, pretty much be straight, because he's playing for, his future. He needs to brand his, image, his look, because let's just be honest, this could pretty much be his last, paycheck, or even get close to where he's making right. So make perfect sense in LA. Obviously, Indiana's a small market, and pretty much he says you want to play for a winning situation. You got Luka, you got LeBron James, you got Austin Reeves as a third option. So we finally got, the center that we wanted. Like, it was quite obvious, because pretty much yesterday he was hinting joining the Los Angeles Lakers coming out of the airplane, and he was wearing a Dodgers hat. But I'm just glad that he wasn't showing us, because we've seen the same thing before in the past, because, certain players in the NBA just love to troll, and it could piss, tons of, Lakers fans off, or certain, fan bases. But he needed to revive his career. But I'll definitely put the details, especially when I find out. But we'll see what happens. Do the Lakers get a backup center? I know Al Horford was like a serious option, but it looks like he's going to be going to the Golden State Warriors. You Lakers fans or NBA fans in general, you guys let me know in the comment section. How do you guys feel about Deandre Ayton, clearing waivers at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, at 2 p.m. Pacific Time? So this is very huge. Obviously, the Utah Jazz are still asking for at least 2 first-round picks and a young player, but I'm not giving all that unless you at Dalton Connect. Maybe you remove one of the protections in 2027, but still, I'm not giving up that much. Obviously, the Lakers checked in with, the New Orleans Pelicans involving Yves Missy, Robert Williams, the third from the Portland Trailblazers. Then he got Nick Richards from, the Phoenix Suns. But the Lakers, they could just pivot to get a backup center, hopefully through trade. But if we can't get Al Horford, then it is what it is because we missed Brook Lopez. He went to the Clippers for at least $9 million. Clint Capella went to the Houston Rockets. Like, he returned there. This was like $8 million per year. You got Luke Cornett. He went to the San Antonio Spurs. Larry Nance Jr. returned to the Cleveland Cavaliers. So the options were really dwindling at the center position, and these guys are just off the board. But now that we got our future center, Deandre Ayton's like, 26? He's going to be turning 27 next month. He's pretty much, averaging at least 14 and 11. Like, come on, let's be honest. He can give you at least 18 or at least, if not 20 points per game and give you 10-plus rebounds. Like, Luka Doncic is just going to make DeAndre Ayton look so much better, like the pick and roll. And obviously, he's a lob threat. I mean, there are concerns about his defense, commitment, and being locked in and engaged. But if he could just, get out of his head and just, not have a bad attitude, then this would be a perfect, addition for the Los Angeles Lakers. But if he starts, complaining and whining and pouting, then this can potentially, ruin his career because his value's pretty much tanked. I mean, this is like a B, lister. But yeah, man, that's all I got for today's video. Make sure you guys keep liking. I know I didn't say my intro, but I was just super, super excited, man. We finally got our center. Now, hopefully the Lakers can pivot, use their assets towards, the perimeter help, 3-and-D wings. Also, we need a bench. I'm hearing that the Lakers, the Golden State Warriors, I'm pretty sure the Miami Heat are showing interest in Damian Lillard. But the Milwaukee Bucks had us, stretch out his contract, I believe, $113 million over the next 5 years. So he's still getting paid. Obviously, that was the move they made in order to sign Miles Turner. So that 4-year deal, I'm pretty sure, has like a player option on the 4th year in 2028-29 season. So that's a long time. But like I said, I'll definitely, let you know or update you guys in the comment section. Like, what is, the signing? Like, how much is it? Obviously, because we want to know the details. That's what I meant to say. But I have a lot on my mind. And follow my socials if you guys want to, talk Lakers basketball. The links will be down in the description. I do post daily, if not almost every single day, 365 days. And if you guys don't have your notifications on, then you won't be able to see my content. So that's very important. And keep sharing with your loved ones, your friends, your family, to whoever you want, your pet, your dog. I just don't care. But let's go, Lakers Nation. I'm out of here. Peace. Cheers.